My name is Mary Elizabeth Hand, and I am the Executive Director of the Nick Finnegan Counseling Center.
And my name is Audrey Omenson, and I'm the Clinical Director of the Counseling Center. And one thing around this time of year that comes up a lot and people ask me questions about a lot is what to do in the holidays when you start feeling a lot of big emotions. So sometimes it can be joy and celebration, but also it can be grief, it can be loss, it can be just being overwhelmed because schedules are super different, all those kinds of things.
Yes, that article we were reading recently really highlighted the importance of starting your day with a routine. So especially in the chaos that the holidays can bring, start every morning with a routine so that you can start your day off on the right foot.
Right, exactly. And so one thing that's nice about having time off and having holidays is you can relax that daily grind a little bit. You don't have as much to fit in the routine, but also having some consistency is an important thing. But also those changes in those holiday times with that consistency also can bring up things that maybe are difficult for us. You have a little bit more space to think about it, you're noticing things a little bit more, and there's a lot of celebrating going on, which if you've experienced a loss or a change in your life, especially relationally, can really highlight some of those difficult emotions. And so there's a few things that people can do if they notice that they're feeling grief or sadness or loss over either the death of a loved one or maybe the change of a family system. Maybe someone moved away, maybe there was a divorce in the family, something like that. There's a lot of stuff that people can do in the holidays to make that time a little bit easier. And so sometimes it's just feeling overwhelmed, feeling exhausted, having a lot of those things going on. So it's maybe just setting some boundaries for yourself, saying no to things that you don't necessarily need to do, even if they're good and great things. You can say no to stuff. You don't have to do everything. You also don't have to be fine, right? Especially if you're dealing with grief and loss. Giving yourself some permission and some space to feel those difficult emotions during the holidays is actually a very important thing. You don't have to be happy and joyful the whole time. You're allowed to feel sad or angry or any of those other emotions that are going on. Thirdly, one big thing that can be really helpful is noticing what your traditions are. So really traditions are kind of like routines, but spread out over several years. And so what's your normal holiday routine? What's your tradition? Maybe there's some things that you want to carry forward, but those traditions are also going to highlight any of that loss or grief that you might be feeling. So it might also be a time, it can be really helpful to establish a new tradition as well. So pick a few that are important to carry forward, but then also maybe establish a new one with the people that are currently in your support system, which could be family, it could be your spiritual community, it could be friends. That community can look like anything that you want it to be. And then lastly, if you start noticing that these emotions are getting too overwhelming, or they're lasting for a long time, or they're getting in the way of you being able to live your daily life in the way that you want to be able to live it, then it can be helpful to reach out to a counselor or another mental health professional to find some of that community support through a more professional setting as well.
Exactly, and the Nick Finnegan Counseling Center is a ministry of St. Luke's. We are located just across the street from the church on Jonell. We have been around for 10 years, and we serve children, individuals, couples, and families, and we help our clients with everything from ADHD to anxiety to depression to substance abuse to trauma to grief, and we are open 6 days a week, and we are here if you ever need somebody to talk to.